It's perfectly normal to see women who have 2 breasts walking around, but what you don't get to see every day is 3 breasts, 1 woman. That is the case of Jasmine Tridevil, and I'm not talking of an underdeveloped nipple, but a full-sized extra mammalian gland. Of course, you don't get to see that every day because it isn't natural. The 21-year-old Florida-born woman had an artificial breast attached just because she wanted it. Her 3rd breast made her go viral in 2014, coupled with the fact that she claimed to be the first woman in the world to have the artificial breast implant. Ironically, Jasmine decided to get a 3rd breast because she believed that a 3rd breast would make her less attractive to men. But I can say for a fact that she's extremely wrong. Who wouldn't want to see an extra breast? For her, it's been difficult because the media and blogs have written stories about her to disprove the authenticity of her 3rd breast. She seems to love the attention it gives her, and she doesn't care what the media has to say about her. What if she decides to get a 4th? Brittany Hensel. They say 2 heads are better than 1, but not in the literal sense of actually having 2 heads on the same body. Wouldn't that be a sight? We've seen and heard of conjoined twins whose heads are joined together, but the exception is the case of Abby and Brittany Hensel. The amazing thing about these 2 is that they actually have 2 totally separate heads with different personalities, but they share the same body. They were born and raised in Minnesota and didn't share their stories with the world until they were 16. What's amazing is the fact that they have 2 totally different brains that coordinate their actions, so they totally have to be in agreement with each other to do their daily routine. Imagine how long it would take them if they had to argue about what to wear every day or which turn to take while driving. In my opinion, Abby seems to be the outspoken one, while Brittany is reserved and shy. Currently, they lead a healthy life and even graduated from college in 2012. They like to keep a low profile, and that's why they dislike being photographed by people. They are the only conjoined twins with different bodies that have survived this long without a major health issue. Genre. One of the earliest memories I have is me getting shocked by electricity. I remember picking up a metal rod and I used it to touch a naked wire. After the experience, of course, I did not need to be told not to try it again. This is not the case for Deepak Genre, a 20-year-old adolescent who can touch live wires and won't get a shock. He claims he can withstand up to 11,000 volts of electricity, and the average wall socket supplies only 120 volts. Isn't that just amazing? He's widely known in his village as the one to call when issues regarding electricity arise. For him, it all started when he was trying to fix his mother's heater, and now he touches live tension wires for fun. Deepak has not found his threshold yet, and I hope he never has to find out. The Susufan. Having lots of facial hair is usually attributed to men. Most women who have facial hair normally don't have it in excessive amounts. This is different for Supatra, a girl born and brought up in Thailand. Unlike most women, she possesses the ability to grow a considerable amount of facial hair, which is caused by a syndrome called Ambrus syndrome. She was once named the hairiest woman in the world by the Guinness Book of Records way back in 2010 at the age of 10, and still holds that record till today. Growing up for her was tough, as her parents were concerned for her as to experience bullying in school. Also, her condition made her struggle with slow tooth growth and slim nostrils while growing up. She's tried using laser technology to remove her facial hair, but to no avail. Currently, she's 18 years old and is married. Goodman. Sometimes people do things that we don't seem to understand how they do it, and we tag them freaks. At times, these people can't also explain how they do what they do, and at times, they're lucky enough to make some money from these freakish things they do. This is the case of Goodman, who is tagged as the eye popper. She came to light in 1998 when she created a Guinness World Record of the farthest eye pop by popping her eyes out of her sockets by 11 millimeters. Funny enough, she discovered her ability accidentally and went on to train herself to control her eye muscles to pop her eye out. Then one day, she auditioned for one of David Letterman's shows at CBS Studios, and the rest is history. From there, things took off for her, as she began traveling to different countries where people paid her just to watch her pop her eyes out of her sockets. She broke her own record in 2017 by popping her eyes out by 12 millimeters. Not everything that's extraordinary is totally good. Mandy Sellers was born with a rare condition called Proteus syndrome. This syndrome causes excessive growth of bones and skin, specifically on her lower limb bones. It was evident when she was born that she wouldn't be able to live a completely normal life, as the size of her lower body was not proportionate to her upper body. The Lancashire-based 33-year-old finds it difficult to move around as her legs alone weigh close to 200 pounds. Lots of doctors have offered her different solutions throughout her lifetime. At 7, her mom was advised to allow doctors to amputate her legs, but her mom disagreed as Mandy could almost lead a normal life at the time. As she grew up, her condition grew worse as it became extremely difficult and painful for her to move around. At one point in her life, she underwent a liposuction surgery, but her legs grew at a faster rate. She hopes to find a solution soon so as to lead a normal life. Gary Turner. He is known as the man with the stretchiest skin in the world. Gary Turner was born with a rare skin condition called Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. This condition affects the tissues that connect the skin, bones, and blood vessels.
Can you do this? I replied no, and that's when I realised I had something special.
Is there a reason you can do that? What's the reason behind it?
I have a very rare skin condition.
Does it hurt?
No, not at all.
For Gary, this rare condition enables him to stretch his skin beyond what the normal person can. He is the real-life Mr. Fantastic. He started to notice he was not like everyone right from preschool, when he would show off his ability to friends. In 1999, he set a new record for after stretching the skin on his abdomen by a total length of 6.25 inches. Luckily for Gary, he's been able to make some money off of his condition as he was part of a popular circus in Britain. He also performed in a short film titled "He Took His Skin Off For Me." The downside to Gary's condition is that he takes a lot of time to heal when he cuts himself, and he bleeds and bruises rather easily. It is very common to hear of people who gain weight at an alarming rate, but it is highly incredible to find someone who can't store body fat at all. This is the case of Tom Stanford, a paracyclist who has a rare condition that prevents him from storing fat under his skin, therefore making him severely underweight. Despite his condition, the 30-year-old still somewhat leads a normal life. As an athlete, he won the National Paracycling Race Circuit in 2011, and he also didn't let it stop him from getting his law degree. Surprisingly, he was born without any conditions whatsoever, but the disorder developed when he was 12 years old. He started losing fat under the skin of his limbs, face, and the soles of his feet. For years, doctors couldn't diagnose his condition, until 2013 when he was diagnosed with mandibular dysplasia with deafness and progeroid features, or MDP. Currently, Tom tries to lead a normal life as a cyclist. Deepak Genre. If you've seen the Marvel movie Guardians of the Galaxy, you'll surely remember the tree-like character called Groot. Of course, he was created using visual effects, but there's an actual human being that has a similar physical makeup as Groot. He's often called the Tree Man because of a disease called epidermodysplasia verruciformis, which causes a tree-like growth on his legs and feet. This disease is very rare, and there are only 4 cases recorded. The Bangladesh-born man has tried all sorts of treatments and procedures, both traditional and Western, just to get a normal life, but all have failed.